Kids asleep, sharks awake. Trade daddies on the mic. Let's work. Let's work. Wrench your hand by daylight, grease on the sleeves. Nightfall, switch lanes, candles and degrees. Blue collar mornings, markets after dark. Teaching wealth in the shadows, lighting up the charts. From the shop to the screens, breaking cycles, no cap. Turn patience into profit, show the roadmap. Education first, yeah, the mission stay clean. Built on discipline, modern Canadian dream.
Daddy time, late night grind. Shots glow while the world unwinds. Trade daddies, yeah, we break it down. From higher highs to support and bounce.
OG in the game, seen bubbles and pain. Hands wrapped tight, both gloves and gains. From the ring to the feeds, pressure don't shake. Market swings heavy, steady moves get made. W3 BC built, yeah, the vision clear. Teach and entertain, make the lesson hit here. Punchlines land like a clean left hook. Market speak when a trader looks. After bedtime, headphones on, screens glow bright. Risk defined, patient tested every night. No hype trades, only structure and plans. Read the flow, understand supply and demand. Not promises made, just skills passed down. So the next generation build solid ground. From dads to traders, lessons stay true. Knowledge is power, now pass it through.
Who runs the charge?
Trade daddies,
Who breaks it down?
trade daddies.
Risk, reward, discipline.
Let's get it.
Who runs the charge?
Trade daddies,
Who breaks it down?
trade daddies.
Risk, reward, discipline.
Let's get it.
Daddy time, late night grind. Real talk for the trading mind. Trade daddies after dark. Read the market, play it smart.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Trade Daddies. Well, I don't have your chart up here. There we go. Let's go back. Here we go. Welcome back. We're here for another episode. It's been an interesting week for trading. The markets have been kind of looking nice and giving people false hope that the bull market's still on, which I don't think so. But, here's for hope, and people need to cope somehow, and maybe that's how they do it.
No, I looked at this today on my show this morning. I started going live this week at 8 a.m. Eastern, and you look at the Bitcoin chart. When in doubt, zoom out. Right, like what's happening? And technically, we could go to like today and every day. Obviously, it goes a little bit lower and lower because we're in a falling pattern. But like we could get up to like 80 something today, 82,000. And we still wouldn't break structure of the multi-month tumble that we've been taking, right? We've had now already a 20% correction. And where I think the peak that we got today was like 18.5% correction from the most recent low that we've seen, right? And so we could go up a little bit more and still just be part of a little bit of a correction, a little bit of a little breathing room on our way to continue down, which I think that and we can look at this and you let me know what you think, and we can I'm not trying to jump ahead or anything, but like honestly, that 49 to 39 level is speaking to me, man. It's called like the opportunity box on my chart.
Yeah, I think we both share the same sentiment in that regard. But yeah, it's I think we don't always go down in a straight line. We don't go up in a straight line. And every other cycle, like you've had this before. You had your initial huge drop, like, okay, we're in a bear market now. And then you had a relief rally, which is ultimately the macro lower high. And kind of like your last, if you kind of bought the top or whatever, that might be your last exit point to get out of the market before we ultimately go down to our cycle bottom. It doesn't make sense that we would have an all-time high right now. And to be honest, we're talking institutions. You don't tell me, can't tell me institutions don't want a cheaper Bitcoin. Like, come on, definitely, because like a lot of the institutions that are able to get in now, or even after the Clarity Bill passes, they missed out, so they wanna bring it back. So I don't see it. We have to go down. Markets have been overheated for. Oh yeah, salute, cheers. Let me crack this ASMR over here. This beer.
You got to start cracking it right in the microphone.
That's it. Oh, that's right. I did to the front of the microphone. I have it on like podcast mode, so it goes from the back. All right, let's. We got special guests today. We got Bits of Wealth. Another great trader. Actually, like it's so funny when I first started like getting into crypto, or not crypto, but like getting into the charts before I knew anything, before I was like a total fucking beginner. I was always like, man, Bits is always so bearish. Like every time, I remember when on the Web3 breakfast, I'm like, I totally disagree with this guy. I was all full of hopium. And then I started actually learning how to trade and look at the charts, and I'm like, oh, I see what he's talking about. I get it now. I know now. I get it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like here's some ignorant, like I'm just some ignorant idiot, like not knowing what I'm talking about, and then actually learning how to trade. It's like, oh fuck, I see what his point is, right?
Yeah. Well, when you're a perma bull, and you and I both have a bullish bias, right? Like, when you're a perma bull and you meet somebody and you connect with them and you're just like, they're always like bearish, man. You're like, dude, what is up with this guy? Right. And here he is. But I'm with you though. Like when you understand, like, that you can see that this market is clearly in a downtrend. Like, one, there's a lot of money to be made in it, but two, like it's easy to not be as not as bullish. What's up, dog? What's up, Bits?
What's going on, brother?
Yo, what's up, guys? How y'all doing, man?
Not bad. We're just chilling.
Yeah. Sweet.
Just I'm markets, man.
Definitely that bearish dude you're talking about, though. Not all the time. Not all the time. But
I just remember like when I first started getting into like the Web3 breakfast show, I'm like, you're crazy. Like you're so bearish all the time. And you had like totally reason to be. Yeah. Like the one thing I've learned in trading is that like anything can happen. Literally anything can happen. Everything, even like whatever trading pattern you think you see, always has a chance of failure. And you have to be ready for it. Like you can't get married to any line of thinking. You have to be able to move and meld as the market, ebbs and flows.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, and look, I think a big part of it also is if you think of it as like in trading, it's like you're on a professional sports team or on a sports team, and there's different positions. Like some people are better on the offensive side. Some people are better on the defensive side, right? Like you have different roles, man. And I think a big part of it is just learning where you fit in, or where your personality or your character traits just kind of naturally give you a little bit of an edge. And for some people, that is playing the short side. It's waiting. Like some people just naturally pick up on that euphoria better than they pick up on like the fear per se, right? And you can kind of sense when people are a little bit too excited, even if you're not as good as picking up like when there's blood on the street as much, right? So yeah, man, it's just different, dude. And it's one of the things that I actually like about trading is that there's really no right or wrong. There's just what works for you and what doesn't.
I love the argument, like some of the bigger traders, the multi-millionaires, billionaires, and the traders like, oh, the complaints from people that don't understand trading is like, you say it can go up and you say it can go down. And it's like, well, yeah, it can. It literally can. In the same day, in the same hour, it can go up like 30, like 5% and then down 10%. Like it can, it absolutely can. Like it's all about probabilities, all right? And you're managing probabilities, and your key to not get killed in this market is risk management, right? Like I lose 10 trades in a row, but with risk management I win 2 and I'm in profit.
Right.
100%, man. Yeah, it's trading is it's so much like an art more than like math, right? It's more of an art. Like everyone kind of has their own little way of doing it. But where it is very mathematical and very linear, is like it's kind of like a programmer. You have if then statements, right? If
Yes.
this support doesn't hold, then this is probably where it's going. But if the support holds, then it's probably going the
So
other way.
right.
So, and it's like both are viable.
I know this because I bought a book called Learning Java for Dummies, and I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's all program logic. If we go here and you tick this, then that happens, right?
The one thing that's not in there though is nothing about if a political leader gets mad at another political leader. We'll see, the market get affected because, taking my ball and going home.
Yeah, there's always that unexpected stuff, right? Yeah.
Which we've seen a lot of, like, I feel the manipulation and the stuff that, obviously the insider manipulation, not so much like, the political side stuff, but once we like our ecosystem is growing, right? I remember, back in the day, everybody was rushing to, having institutions come in, pump our bags, but like, the whole thing, I remember saying like, look, they screwed up the legacy financial ecosystem. What do you want them here for? Like, why do you want? Well, now they're here. And so we've got to play by the manipulation rules and stuff. And so do you think that there's like, at what point do you think like we pull away from, and maybe we're jumping ahead here, but I want to know this question from your perspective. At what point do we jump away from the cycle? Because this is kind of what we were talking about last week. And I think that, really got your attention on the chat, and really ultimately decided to bring, to hear based on this. But, do we see, Bitcoin pull away from the 4-year cycle at any point, anytime soon, because of the institutional involvement?
Right. Dude, that's the $1 million question, man. That's the question that I think everyone's looking to answer in one way or another. But I don't know that anyone has that answer quite that straightforward, right? That there's so much caveat to all of that. And I think the better question is like, we haven't really seen anything so far that invalidates that 4-year cycle. Like, there's been a lot of speculation, right? It's been like, oh, this time it's not going to top and drop 50%. Guess what? It did. They were saying it wouldn't because institutions, because ETFs, because XYZ, but it's doing it. Oh, it's supposed to top in October. Nah, it's not going to do it this time because Trump still topped in October. Right? Like, so it's, I think there's wisdom in allowing things that continuously show you are repeating to repeat until they don't, right? It's like, think of it this way, right? You get in a relationship with someone, and they've been loyal, you guys have been good. You're not going to just one day start assuming, I think she's going to cheat on me, when she's never cheated on you, right? But like, this time it's different. I think she's definitely going to cheat this time. I think she's going to do it. It's like, no, you wait till it happens, right? You wait till something changes. If they've never cheated on you and they've been faithful and loyal, then you assume that's the case. But for some reason, with these crypto assets, people right away are trying to invalidate. They want to reinvent the wheel. Always time is like your basis instead of the exception, right? It's like, if it breaks that thing, it's going to be the exception, because until now it just keeps repeating.
See, I feel like the cycle will always continue because the volatility in crypto is a feature, not a bug, right? And if Wall Street wants to make money, like, volatility is where it's at, right? So having a 4-year cycle, it's not going to be as cyclical, like maybe exactly like it's going to, we peaked in October, maybe next, like in 2017, it was December, right? Like almost into 2018 that we topped, right? So it's never going to be exactly the same. It's never going to look exactly the same. What I could entertain is that the bear market might be shorter. We might have a shorter bear market, maybe not as deep as we've previously gone before, that I can entertain. But everybody wants volatility to make as much money as possible. That's how you compound your returns in cryptos, by getting those bottoms or getting down at a level low enough where you start doing your moon math and right?
Moon math in crypto is like it's the same kind of math that you start doing when you're like you go in to buy the lottery ticket for the big Powerball jackpot that's like a stupid amount of money, and you're already planning like, all right, babe, we're taking this percent of it. This is going towards the house. This other percent, it's like that's what people do with crypto.
I would advise people to have moon math within reason. I looked at like what I did like in 2022 when I was prepping my or buying my portfolio and positioning myself. My thesis for altcoins was, I got at such a low that I don't even need a new all-time high to be in profit. Right. So I'm like, because I know most coins will probably never hit an all-time high, and almost done did. Like, right. So but I still walked away mostly in profit with my altcoins, even though I sold in back in November. Bitcoin I saw did like not even a 3x from one top to the others, from 20,000 to 69,000 from 2018 or 2017 to 2021. So I anticipated something similar, and my top was 135K. Didn't hit it, $10,000 shy, but who cares? Like, I don't have to time it perfectly. Just just a ballpark, right? Just any little edge you can get to make a little bit more money by compounding your returns. And I don't think if everyone's talking about Bitcoin 2 million, I think maybe 180, 200K next cycle.
No. Yeah. Are we able to share a chart on here?
Yeah, I'll bring us to our next session.
The one thing before we're not bullish enough on these kind of price points and stuff, like you just got to think, and this was all right. So say we've got a couple years, right? Dan Moorhead, and I feel like I've probably said this way too many times, and maybe this will be the last time I say this, so I apologize if you guys have heard me say this already. But Dan Moorhead at the Ondo Summit said something to the tune of, in the next 2, maybe 3 years, like we're gonna see a complete supply shock and price shock like nobody's really ever thought of, because what's gonna happen is the US will like finally, have gone forward or announced or strategically, planned the reserve in a way to where all of everybody that's our ally is going to jump in. Everybody that is against us is going to jump in. And so, you think about like the UAE, they're already working on it. Like once everybody's public about it, all the other countries are going to get in. Think about China. They've got, as far as I know, the last time I looked, they've got the second most amount of Bitcoin underneath the US. Somebody had said something about how we had seized some from Venezuela. I don't know if that's true when we.
I'm not sure. If you want to share a chart, it's on the bottom. You just go to share screen and you can choose.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, I mean, if you guys have a segment where we pull those up coming up, I'm happy to wait. I just wanted to
bring it up
that whenever we're ready. Yeah, because we're on the subject of the.
There's no. We're just chilling here, man. It's Trade Daddies After Dark. We have no structure or anything like that. We just vibing.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, let me know if you guys can see that. Should be.
There you are.
Should be open. Yeah. So see, like this is the typical 4-year cycle that everyone's been talking about, right? Like if you just measure some of this stuff, it's interesting how 1065 days, 1066 days.
Isn't it crazy how like close it is? Like I was doing that. I was looking at this the other day too. I was like, oh my God, it's crazy.
Well, the top was to the day, man. And there was that Reddit post also that someone had said like, a year or two in advance, they said, hey, it's going to pop a top on this day in October, and it did to the day. So, who knows? Like at some point, this could totally break, right? Like whether it's this cycle, whether it's next cycle. And, who's to say it breaks in a good way? What's to say you don't go into an extended bear cycle? Right, like that's a possibility also, right? You go into a decade of downtrending price action where you go lower than a previous bear cycle, like that could happen as well.
Yeah, I think we have like a little bit of like I'm of the S curve theory, because I think of AI and with AI and how things are so much fake, we need cryptography to be able to prove
Yeah.
that you're human or that you're not. So I don't think AI can survive without cryptography and blockchain and crypto, especially when it comes to payment rails. It's not going to be physical cash. It's going to be
Right.
digital currencies, and it has to be either token, especially when you're dealing with everything's going to be tokenized. Even thinking about like cybersecurity, you got AI agents. Imagine AI agent swarms. Like the amount of hacking that's going to go on is going
Yeah.
to be crazy. Like you can got like back in the day, you have one hacker just sitting there, nerding out on his computer for hours trying to hack into things. Now you can get AI agents hacking things while you're sleeping, or with Claudebot or something like that, right? So now I think for a security standpoint, all the benefits of Bitcoin and all that are going to come to fruition with AI in this new world. So I can see like a mass adoption of it really fast
Yeah.
because of AI, and then maybe that taper off where it's kind of steadies out. Like again, we're less than $2 trillion of a market cap in Bitcoin. That's really like nothing in the
Yeah.
global scheme of
Baby.
things, right? Yeah,
I
nothing.
know. Yeah, man, and a lot of things can change really quickly, right? So
Yep.
it's you never know what's coming. I mean, Jay was kind of talking about, whether it's politics or whether it's world events or something. Like there's always something, man. Some big innovation can happen tomorrow in the computing space. Some college kid discovers some way to run unlimited AI models on like a fraction of the energy or the something, and then everyone's running AI and everything. It's like,
Mhm.
dude, it's hard to say. I think Apple just released like new devices today or yesterday, and
New MacBook.
yeah, they're like, dude, the new stuff that just came out is like 5 times faster than the last one, which was already insane or something. It's just, yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, who
Phones
knows what'll
move
happen with all this
fast.
stuff, man? It moves very fast, very
It's
very
it's
fast.
exciting, but yeah, look, there's so many things to be bullish on for crypto. Like,
Yeah,
when I think of 2021 and now, in my opinion, I feel like
yeah,
we're the fundamentals are still the same, and we're even more bullish. And I feel like there's more need for crypto now than we've ever had a need for crypto. But
agreed.
the traditional markets and governments, they all move fucking slow. Like everyone's like all getting all horny and ahead of themselves, and like we're crypto. We know it's like, I believe it's going that way, but I
Yeah.
think their time frame of when it's going to get there is not quite what they think. Right? It's again,
Mm,
like think how long it's going to take for like my financial advisor, for example. I talked to him, like I'm with Edward Jones, and I'm like, what's your guys' crypto stance? Yeah, we don't touch it. So I'm like, why? I'm like, it's been the best performing asset for
yeah,
over a decade. Well, and I understand why. His answer was not terrible. It's like, we deal with retired people. They don't want to take risk.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
just they're just protecting their portfolio. So it totally makes sense.
It is still like, in my opinion, right? Like even though Bitcoin has been like the top for performing asset, um, definitely the last decade, but it is still like out there on the risk curve. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, a lot of the retail that comes in, they're not buying near the lows, man. Unfortunately, they always buy near the highs, right? Because that's where the peak of the euphoria cycle is towards the high. So there's you imagine all these grandmas and grandpas coming in, and they bought 120K BTC through ETFs, and now they're down 50% or something. It's like this is why these
It's
companies aren't
crypto
offering it, man.
scam. These
Yeah,
young
yeah,
kids are scamming me.
yeah. And you know that these like advisors, they're not like, dude, I remember when I first came into crypto, right? Like I sat down and I watched every single Bitcoin documentary that there was with Roger Ver and all the, like, dude, I was watching everything, and I was getting, orange pilled, as they say, right? I was like, ooh,
Mhm.
this is why it matters. This is, oh, fiat, and this is a problem with fiat, and this is a problem with the central banking and how they're printing money, and oh, Bitcoin is limited supply, and it's got, the halvings. That grandmas and grandpas out there are not getting any of that education. They're getting a one-page pamphlet, maybe. And so when this thing is down 50%, do you think they're motivated to hold on to it? Or do you think like they're saying, I'm getting the heck out?
They don't even
Right.
understand it. So like you don't, you have to go through the motions and understand it
Yeah.
to value it. That's why I really like the Bitcoin Standard book, because it goes through history and like the financial and different types of money and why they failed and all that. And it doesn't even talk about Bitcoin for a while. And then it brings Bitcoin into it because you have to understand why these things failed, why where the problems were and how Bitcoin fixes it. And then you can value why Bitcoin is better than than
100%.
gold, right? So really well written. But yeah, you're right. And you know what? A lot of the people that I've been talking about crypto for years now. And some people have told me, hey, man, I got into crypto, I bought XRP in an ETF, right? Like people like, and again, this guy was much older than me, a little bit older than me, probably like 10, 15 years older than me, probably in that late 40s, early 50s. And that seems to be where they're getting in. It is the ETF because that's a world that they understand. And you can buy here. We have it's called an RRSP. It's kind of like a Roth IRA. It's like a tax-free like account. So we they can buy it in those baskets, right?
Well, and it's easier, right? If you're already on a Schwab or you're already on one of these accounts, like if you could buy it there without having to take your money out, pay penalties on it to convert it to cash, move it to Coinbase, like you know what I mean, all the hassle of all that, or if you're gonna self custody. Imagine, it's still a lot,
I'm
man.
honestly, I'm gonna do the same thing because I have in Canada we have a TFSA, which is a tax-free savings account. So no matter what I make in there, I don't pay taxes on anything, capital gains, like dividends, nothing. So I'm gonna buy some.
Is it pre-tax or is it post-tax then?
So I have I think the comparison would be a Roth IRA. You have a limit of how much you can put in per year, and then it accumulates every year. So like so right now, I think like the max for Canadians would be like 109,000, and then from there on out, I believe it's like 7,500 per year that you can put in.
Got it.
So, but
so you're paying the tax on that now, and then putting in the money, and when you tap into it, it's already yeah. That's beautiful. All right, cool.
Yeah. So for me, my put some Bitcoin in there, that's pretty good retirement tax free. Who knows, right?
Yeah, exactly, man.
I always tell people when you're thinking about like these traditional kind of like thinking about it as you're building your own pension. All right.
Yeah.
I want to show you guys something. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like even with the ups and downs, like it's still it's hard to make an argument that in 10 years, 20 years, this thing isn't gonna be multiples higher than what it is,
Yeah, exactly. I think we're getting to a point where it's riskier not to have some exposure to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You're talking like, say 10 years from now, Bitcoin, if it's not a couple $1 million a pop, like something went terribly wrong.
So I'm doing an experiment right now where like in Canada we get a child benefit. So you're depending on how much money you make per year, you get for every kid you have, you get a certain amount of money from the government. I think it's like right now we're getting like $120. So every month I'm buying Bitcoin with $120, and I'm gonna see if it outperforms by the time she's 18. If it outperforms her other traditional investments, which I'm pretty sure it will. And every time she has birthday money or something like that, it goes in there. Like she's already got like almost $2,000 worth of Bitcoin. So like she's
nice.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping that like if she becomes an adult, she can buy a house or something. Like who knows?
You only have one kid?
Just one kid, my friend.
See, well, you're leaving money on the table, man. You're buying Bitcoin every month, but you're not making babies every month, man. That's the other part of the equation, man. You want to be set. You need to have as many of these kids as you can.
God damn, I'm already losing hair, bro.
Oh, let's say what's up to the chat real quick. I see a lot of people out there. What's up, Carrie? What's up, Curtis? What's up, Luca? Who else we got? Wolf.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in.
Welcome to the show, guys. Make sure you smash the like button on your way in. Hanging out, chatting.
Share it up. Tell a friend. All right. So what I want to go through is so I've been playing with this new trading strategy. Again, I wouldn't call it a trading strategy, maybe an experiment. But it's been printing. So I don't know. Maybe you can speak to validity. Maybe it's similar to like other ways that you trade. So what I've been mapping out is the idea of this trade is you have the 15-minute on market open on the New York session. So the 9:30 candle, and I have arrows pointing to my 9:30 candle. No, this is the 5-minute. Let me go back to 15-minute. Oh, that's 15-second. Who trades a 15-second, right? Okay.
DJ.
Christ, man. Somebody does.
Right. So 9:30, we had this big candle. So you wait for the candle to close, and then what you do is you mark the top and the bottom of this candle,
Mhm.
and then you wait for. Now you've defined your trading range,
Yep.
and now you wait for the break and the retest, or just the break, depending on the candles, depending on the momentum. Again, this is where it's like, I can show you this, and like people just like, okay, when it breaks the channel, go in. No, there's like a lot of other things that go into it, which like indicators and moving
100%.
averages and all that kind of stuff too. So you got to understand the context of the market, but the idea is here you get in on the retest because you can see if buyers are really on your side or sellers if it goes to the bottom, and you put your stop loss just below this line here, and you ride that puppy up. And I've backtracked this 10 days. I've been watching it for about 5 days, and I went back 10 days, and I'm telling you, every time there's a move. I'm not saying you have to there's a little bit of a move depending on your business size. You can make some coin here. So printed today, and you would have been pretty much up like the majority of the day until basically tonight. And then you go back to March 26th, which was yesterday. March 3rd, which was yesterday. And same thing. I put the arrow here at the 9:30 candle, closes at 9:45. You define your range. You broke to the upside. You get in this candle here, put your stop loss below here, and you write that puppy up, and you would have been green basically all day. Even if you held that trade into today, you would have gone up all the way here. So you could have held that trade all day, all night. And then same thing back here. We're back. This is the 2nd of March. 2nd of March, 9:30 candle. Define your trading range. You pop. You win. This is the day we were like super bullish.
And so you're doing the first hourly, or you're doing the first 15-minute candle. I got you.
15-minute candle. Yeah, exactly. First 15-minute candle, because when the market opens, that's when you have a lot of like liquidity come in, and candle things are just moving fast. This day we were super bullish. Again, same thing here. You could have waited for this candle to close and put the stop loss below this candle and just ridden that bad boy. And yeah, but same thing works on the downside. Here, this was even on a Sunday, which like, again, I probably wouldn't trade this on a weekend, but here we go. Like you have your 9:30 candle, which makes no sense because market didn't open on 9:30. But again, you define your trading range, a little bit of a fake out, but then ultimately when you break the range to the downside, and I think it's really all it really is you're just looking at liquidity levels here, like consolidation, and then I'm just looking at what I do is I'll look for I'll look back on the chart and say, okay, if we're going down, where are we going? Like what point are we going to touch? So maybe come down to here, like because there's nothing right here, right? But yeah, I've been just going back like up to 10 days, and even the days that it didn't work cleanly, you had some like here you had the 9:30 candle, you had a dump, maybe like a fake out, or you could have shorted it, got it to here, and if it goes back into the pattern, traded again, broke to the upside, you got the retest here, re-enter the trade here, and here you go all the way up here.
Yeah, this is actually very similar to what a lot of the people that trade the futures market and in the traditional market, they trade what's called the IB, the initial balance, and it's the first hour of price action. So basically, you get an IB high and an IB low. So the IB high is the highest point that price went within the first hour, and then your IB low is like the lowest point that price went during the first hour, and then that gives you your basically like your opening range essentially of for the day for the market. Yeah.
I think that's exactly what it is, and I found it literally. I was just scrolling through Instagram because my Instagram is full of it's either food or recipes or fucking trading shit. So it's so I found it from someone that trades futures, a lot of like people on like funded accounts and stuff like that. And I said, fuck, you know what, let me try it. And I'm like, fuck, it's been working pretty damn well. Like every time I looked at it, and I've checked it for 5 days now. I just started trading it yesterday, and it's printed.
Nice.
2 days of profits from this trading strategy. Again, I don't hold me to it. Something I noticed.
It's logical.
That's working.
Yeah, no,
you know
it's
what
logical.
I mean?
Yeah, it's logical.
No, there's other things that gotta go, and you gotta make sure your stochastics are in the right way, your RSIs, and you gotta understand like. The more you're in the charts, the more you're going to kind of feel the market. Like you're going to know the context of the market. Like when you take gaps away from the chart, you got to kind of reaccustom yourself to the chart. Go look back, like where's a next liquidity line? Like where did we touch last time? And something that you said last time kind of stuck with me. How you said it all comes back to equilibrium. I'm like, fuck, you're right. Because if you look today.
Always.
Like we had our move up, and look, we're probably going to come back to this range today. I was telling Jay Chains, they're probably going to come down throughout the night and come back to equilibrium, which is, when you said that, I'm like, oh man, it totally makes sense. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And like,
even like the session highs and lows, that's another thing to map out. There's indicators that can help you with that. But for example, crypto likes to move, depending on like what happens during Asia, UK can sometimes, move back and go back to equilibrium or sweep, you can sweep Asia low and then go to Asia high, or in the US, you'll do the same thing. If you start off the US session by taking the high of the UK, sometimes you can move to the low. So yeah, what it reminds me of is back when I was working in my career, one of the things that they really drilled into us was how was it said? It was the things that you measure, you can improve, right? And the things that you don't measure, you really can't improve. And so in trading, part of the things you would measure is like marking out key stuff, like what is my monthly open? What is my monthly close of the previous month? What is the high of the previous week, the low of the previous week? What is the high or low of the previous session? Like those are things that maybe in the beginning, you don't really have a strategy to use right off the bat with that information. But if you go back and like you just said, right, if you spend enough time in it, you're going to start noticing some patterns in this stuff. It's like, hey, I'm noticing that every time it hits the previous week low, we're getting a bounce and it's going back to the 50% of the previous week or something like that.
Yeah, because I was like, I'll show you how it played out today. Like, great, like, so you have, you're open. So I'm gonna play it out here, and you see your candles play. You had your 15-minute candle, and that's how it played out today. Like you could have just got
that right on it.
If you just either this is what I would have done, and I probably would have gone this way for most people. I would have entered here and put my stop loss below this wick. I would have got stopped out here.
Yeah.
But then when this candle broke again, I probably would have got back into the trade, and then that trade would the loss here would have been wiped out because it's such a tight stop loss. Like it would be so tight.
You want me to give you a quick little hack because you already have it on your screen, and I think it'll help you.
Yes.
So you know how you said where you put your stop? Can you put your mouse over where you put your stop?
I would have put it like right under this wick.
Look at your VRVP, your volume profile. Where is that? That's right in the gap. If you were to put it down a little bit just behind right there, you would have been fine.
And it's funny, I was telling Jay Chains, like, you probably would have been better putting it at the middle of the candle. Like fucking right.
Yeah.
And
I like using the volume profile for stuff like this. Those cracks, price will a lot of times it'll bounce on those cracks. So you just put it behind one of those big valleys and cracks like that. And it almost acts like a little bit of a cushion. It gives you a little bit of room.
You're absolutely right. And yeah, like here with the retest, like the buyers are on your side. If it just like came up and you had like a bearish engulfing candle straight down, then yeah, maybe wait it out to make better structure. But again, we were bullish again today, and this is like 3 days in a row of pumping. So I anticipate us to come down at some point. But today we kind of went sideways, which kind of reset a lot of the moving averages, not moving average, the stochastics and RSI. So we'll see where today goes. I know the 15 minutes, like the RSI is right up here. So, and Thursday, Friday for me, I've noticed volume really dries up.
Yep.
I don't know if that's the same for your guys' experiences, but
yeah,
Monday to Wednesday is the best for me.
Yeah, you get like Tuesday, Wednesday, a lot of times are some of the better days.
Oh yeah,
Monday's always very volatile. If you like to play in the craziness, Mondays are great. Tuesday, Wednesdays are awesome because they're usually directional. Like usually Monday does the fake out, the manipulating, all that stuff, and then Tuesday through Wednesday you'll kind of get a directional move, either up or down. I really like Tuesday, Wednesday plays, and then sometimes Thursday, Friday you kind of reverse that back a little bit. So. Yeah. I'm in
the crypto lifer Sam Price. I'm in his trading group, and we call Mondays false move Mondays.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
usually the whatever happened on, because I don't know what it was with this bull run, but like Sunday night pumps were a thing,
Yeah.
and Monday night everything comes back to earth.
Well, there was even that meme of who's it, Gus from Breaking Bad, the bad guy dude, the like the head mafia dude or whatever he was.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about, and it's the picture that says Bitcoin's pumping on a Sunday.
Again on a Sunday, yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how it is. So where do you think this market is going in in the medium term? I wouldn't say long term. We know long term where it's all going. Do you think that we're kind of maybe starting a little bit of a macro lower high, but maybe pumping up for March, and maybe March and April, and maybe coming like, I think if we pump, it's going to be like March, and maybe a nice pump in March, and then we come back to earth in April.
Yeah, dude, we're at a very interesting time. Shoot me over the screen real quick, and I'll pull up my Bitcoin chart, and I'll kind of talk to it, because I
got you.
there's two scenarios that I think I'm weighing as like high probabilities. If we don't reject right here in this zone, which is still kind of like my primary is that we might be rejecting here, and then I'm looking for a potential higher low, on the move down. If we don't get that, then you've got downside liquidity to sweep, of course. But I'm kind of looking for something up here. Maybe hold on here. Where do I have it? And I'll show you guys exactly kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking there's a potential we could be doing something like this. Potentially. I think if it happens tonight through tomorrow, we get another move up, pull back, and then I think Friday is likely when we would reject, if that is going to happen.
Oh, like you're talking about like really soon.
Yeah. This is like short term, and if that happens, then there is a risk that if we do reject here, there is a risk we could be coming to sweep these lows and maybe even dipping down here into the 50s.
Dude, I got 30. Like my low is 39.8. 38.6, 39.8. Like I just keep around somewhere right around there.
No, dude, I think you're spot on if that's where you're looking, right? Like the easiest way to do this is just go to these high time frame charts. Like I like the monthly.
Okay.
I like the monthly, and this is how you can identify those ranges: is look at these wicks to the downside, mark those out, and you can see where there's likely to be some movement to. The quarterly or the 6-month chart are also pretty telling if you look at some of those. But look, I think there's plenty of downside targets, but at the same time, it's like, man, 39K, that's a very logical level here. If we don't hold around 48, I mean, 39 makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
See, I see like the weekly chart is kind of the RSI is really, really low. So it kind of makes sense that we're having a little bit of bounce. I don't think the RSI makes it past the 50 mark, the neutral line. If it even makes it up there at all on the weekly. I don't know where that is, where it's going to be, but like if you look back at, I believe in 2021, Bitcoin came down. We had our initial move down, which was, I believe it was like 52%, something like
This
that.
one here. Yep.
Yeah. The RSI came down pretty low, and then it bounced up to that neutral line, and we got a pump from basically 32,000 up to 48,000.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And then we went down to make our macro low, right? And then the RSI went into the red. So that's kind of what I think we might be doing right now, where we're just that RSI is going to come up a little bit, and then just because it needs to have momentum. It's kind of like if we're flatline, we need to come up, gather a bunch of liquidity, and then get some momentum to the downside.
Yeah, one thing is like I don't think we've ever had this many red monthly candles in a row. So a green month does make sense at some point. I mean, at least it becomes more likely, because I don't know that we've had 5 or 6 red months in a row. You know, you didn't
We're
have them
doing,
here. You had 3.
we're doing what 2021 did on the upside to the downside. We had how many? We never had that many green candles in a row.
That's true. That's
Now
true.
we're doing it on the other side.
Dude, that is true. We had a few here. Yeah, we had a few here, but yeah. So I don't know. I mean, there's downside levels, but like in more like the immediate term, I use these horizontal zones really as kind of like my support resistance. This is red because it's a resistance. It's above us right now, right? So 72 to 75, somewhere in there. If we can get past that, then I think the move is up towards 85 to 90K potentially. So
I honestly thought the daily was going to come back and double bottom on 59K again. We came and touched that weekly 200-day moving average. So far, it's been a bounce. But yeah, I think you're right. Like you're exactly right up there where that liquidity is. 90 was that 90,000?
Yeah, up here.
Like I think we come up to like that red box, and that's it. Like that's like the bullish case in my opinion.
Well, even then you're technically still bearish, right? Like you're still, if you're looking at the high time frame, even if you came up to 90K, that's still just it's a lower high. You still could do this after that, right?
That's why I love Bitcoin. It really makes these bear flags cleanly on a downtrend. Like it's the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, it's a clean moving asset, man. A lot of people ask me like, why do I trade it? Because there's I think on CT, there's always kind of that like, oh, don't trade your Bitcoin. You just need to hold it or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I get it, but if I'm gonna trade something anyways, why wouldn't I trade BTC when it just moves so clean, dude? It just moves like so clean.
It leads the market. Like it's the one that moves.
It's honestly, it's the only thing I trade. I don't trade anything else. Like I don't trade altcoins, just Bitcoin, because for me the chart just works when there's you have a bull, like a trading pattern or something that you see in the charts. It works out more often. It acts like it should, where an altcoin can go batshit crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, man.
But you know what? When you trade, it's just like find the chart, find a time frame that you like, especially when you're starting out, and just trade that time frame, just trade that chart. Learn how price action moves in that asset. Sorry, go ahead.
What price? What time frame do you think you look at the most? Because I'd say like probably somewhere for me, it's the 5 or the 15 minute.
Dude, I'm fucking all over the place. I'm a cowboy and I love my 1 minute chart. But I'll like lately it's been the 1 hour and the 15 minute, and I look for entries on the 1 or the 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sniping entries on a 5 or a 15, but I use the 4 hour a lot for structure. Yeah. And all of my zones and like my trend stuff is based on daily or weekly.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll zoom out and I'll pick.
Patient than me.
Yeah. Well, it's like I'm not necessarily like trying to trade the weekly, but here's what I'll tell you. Like if you go look at something like this and there's a horizontal zone here that you can clearly tell on a weekly or a monthly is like a support resistance area like this, right? It's going to take, like on a monthly chart, it's going to take multiple months to change this thing that's a support and a resistance. Whereas like if I'm picking a support resistance level on a 1 minute, it just takes a couple minutes for that support resistance to be broken or to be invalidated or something like that. So when you pick your high time frame stuff on these big high time frame zones, it takes a long time. I mean, for something like this zone here to somehow be invalidated and suddenly like have a lot of price action here that, historically, if you look at it now, this is a zone where Bitcoin hasn't really liked to spend a lot of time in. It's either above that or it's below it, and it travels really quickly through it. Boom, it blew right through it. Here it bounced on it, and when it went back below it, it moved quickly through it. It's like, think of it as like this zone is lava. Like Bitcoin doesn't want to be in that zone because this zone is lava.
Or is lava.
Yeah, exactly. So if that zone is lava and you're below it, you're either going to reject or you're going to need a catalyst to zip right through it, right?
All I can see there is the McDonald's arches. It's so perfect. It's beautiful. And that's the neckline right there of the M.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like this right now is very risky that you could be getting that here, right? You could be getting almost like same thing that you got there. You could be getting like something here, you know.
Yeah.
So,
in this downtrend, like I noticed, like in the bull market, I feel a little bit more comfortable to hold trades, especially on bigger time frames. But now, like, I don't feel comfortable holding. I've been just scalping, man. Just these little moves. I've just been scalping like back and forth. Again, the 15-minute. I'm trying with the 15-minute.
It's a great time frame. Yeah.
And to be honest, like I still work full time. Like I'm trading at work. Like I'm at work on the charts. I got like my coffee break right at 9:30. Like doing my market open. But like
the reps in.
yeah, hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. And so that's why I've been like doing the 1 minute a lot. Higher like bigger position size, smaller moves, and just like, but now with this 15-minute, I'm gonna try to do like one trade a day. I'm gonna try to trade this the market open, and that's it. One trade a day, and see if I can just, where we go from there. Well, hopefully it's green for a long time.
Do you have a session indicator that you use, or are you just manually looking at the like? Let me show you what I'm talking about, because one of the things that I use is I have this one here, and there's a bunch of different ones you can use, but this is the one that I'm using. It's just a free, but there's a ton of free session indicators that they'll draw for you, like when the US session opens, when Asia opens, when it closes, when the extended hours are. So you can get stuff like this. It can highlight like the gaps between US and Asia. So just kind of, it's an easy way for you to kind of know where you're at when you're looking back. It's like, oh, okay, that was US session price action. Oh, this was Asia. You can.
No, I don't have that. I honestly, I'm literally manually, I'm sitting there watching that fucking 15-minute candle close, and I just put my line, Alt H, whatever. Like, I put my lines and I go from there. I like to be there on the trade. I don't like, I like to manage it, because what I like to do too is like, as the price moves up, I'll bring my stop loss into break even.
Yep.
And then as candles start to close, I'll start leapfrogging, kind of like a manual, trailing take profit, right? And I'll keep moving that stop loss up in the profit, just scalping that move for the day, make a, $100 or $200, whatever. And I'm out. I'm done. That's it. Walk away. I'm okay for today.
Beautiful.
But it's
I've fucked around. I threw just one of those indicators in the sessions, and like it's thrown like a box around like the New York, Sydney, Tokyo, fucking London.
What is the indicator? How do you what do you type?
There's a bunch of them. If you just type in trading sessions or market sessions, it'll pop you up a whole bunch. Some of them are free, some of them are premium or whatever. But
I clicked on the Lux Algo one. There's a bunch of Lux Algo that I feel like.
Traders Reality has another good one. The one I'm using is the one from Trade Travel Chill. It's from Annie. So I'm using the one from Trade Travel Chill. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you just need something that simplifies that you can quickly see, okay, what session am I in? And sometimes it's good to know also, like if you know that Asia accumulated at the lows, at some point Asia is going to probably take some profits on their positions if it's up,
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, yours looks a lot cleaner than the one I'm trying to get on here.
Yeah, this is the one by TTC. It's I think it's called Market Sessions by Trade Travel Chill. Market Sessions. Yeah, this one right here. And it's got all bunch. It's even got moon cycles, dude. I don't know if you guys ever look at moon cycles.
You know what? I've heard the full moon is the best time to trade.
Look at it. Look, full moon sent you higher, dude.
That's hilarious,
dude. I've got some people that they like religiously trade this stuff. Yeah.
Remember what was her name? Marin?
Yes.
Market Sessions. Why? Which one?
This one's by TTC, Trade Travel Chill. Right here. Market Session Times. Sorry. Market Session Times by Trade Travel Chill. Yeah.
Market Session Times.
Yeah, this is like a whole nother look, man. This is like a vibe to like see like what session, like what the activities like in certain sessions.
Yeah, dude, it helps. It helps, man. And I still draw a bunch of manual stuff. Like these are all my manual lines here in yellow and stuff. But yeah, I the stuff that it's like I know I'm going to repeatedly be looking at, I might as well get something that automates it for me. And Session Times is one of those. And this also helps too because UK to Asia, or sorry, UK to US is like one of the most violent times to trade, dude. Is that UK to US handoff. If you go back and you look at this, most of the time that's where there's like major moves, and a lot of the fake outs, like here, huge fake out, it dumped and then it just reversed right into US. You see that a lot. Like if you go back and study this right here again, UK to US, boom, fake out up. It looked like it was going to dump and then it just went up anyways. It'll probably do it again tomorrow morning, wherever. If Asia, let's assume Asia keeps coming down. If UK starts like reversing it and sending it up, at some point UK is going to give you a fake out, and then US will probably send it the other way or send it the original way. Yeah, these are things that like I just, as you're watching this, you're kind of picking up on it. Like here, same thing. Boom, going into UK to US, had super choppy price action. UK to US right here got really choppy right before. Again, right here, a lot of fake out.
So this is what the bear markets are for, man. I've been, I got to a point now where I understand like what, like my models and how I like to trade, and like how I've been trading, like actively trading, for about a year and a bit now, and you learn what kind of trader you are, like what you like to do, your things. Like I've learned a system from being in a trading group, and I've learned somebody else's system, but like now I've kind of like gone off on my own and like making my own decisions. But you have to have a knowledge base first before you can go off and make your own decisions.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now, like bear market mode, I'm learning all these new things. Like I'm like that model, and like what you're talking about here, because absolutely, like invest in yourself to be able to make more money. And this is a skill that you can learn, and you can make more. I heard something funny the other day. It was like, trading is the hardest way to make easy money.
It's an interesting, I haven't heard it put that way, but right away it makes a lot of sense.
But it's like it is so fucking hard. But like, you can make money real quick, right? But you have to really put the time into it. Like, and there's levels of how much time you put into it. Are you doing a trading journal? Are you doing all these things? I'm not doing a trading journal. I'm old. I'm young enough to remember what I did today. Maybe someday I'll need one. But no, absolutely. Like right now, I work full time and got family. So like,
you should still document something though. I want to encourage you to document something, like the trades you're taking. Document like basic stuff. I've got a template. I'll send you a template via DM that you can check out. But it's just a spreadsheet on a Google Sheet thing. But dude, like I think when people hear like journal your trades, they think of I'm gonna have to do a spreadsheet and all these things. And it's like it can be as thorough as you want it to be, but it could be as simple as like, hey, I'm feeling good. I'm taking this trade because I'm bullish. And why are you bullish? EMAs. RSI, something like that, just so you know what you were looking at.
Kind of like my journal.
You journal it on the chart.
Like today I put here, and I put ideas on text, like this is a fake out, could have re-entered here. Like mind you, this is all hindsight at this point, but like I could definitely, like I like to pull charts and leave my drawings on here, especially when I come back to it. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been tracking this for a while. It's been going now.
But yeah, I will say though, there is something to be said about like, once you've journaled enough of your trades, you go back and you'll quickly see like, hey, all the ones I took because of RSI, half of them are losers. Maybe that's not such a good strategy. Oh, all the ones that I took because they were a breakout, I do nothing but lose money on breakout trades. Maybe I need to quit taking breakout trades, right?
What's like the most important thing, do you think, to record in your trades?
Why you're taking the trade? What was the reason you decided to get your wallet out and put money on the table? Because I think you need to know why, right? That's going to tell you, well, why'd you do that? It's like, well, if I was asking you at work, well, why'd you push that button? It's like, well, I pushed it because I saw this or I saw that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I want to know why you pushed the button, because either pushing the button is.
Don't ask me that question.
It was shiny.
I would say that's the single biggest thing, is like, you just want to know why. Why did I jump into a trade?
Yeah.
Right. Like, and then you want to know if it was profitable or not. Did it work out? Like those two things. Why did I take it? And was it profitable? Because you'll go back and you'll notice, man, every time I take it because of this reason, it's not working out for me. And half of the work, probably more than half actually, of the work in trading is to stop doing the stupid shit that you keep losing money doing. It's not about like doing something better. It's about not doing all the stupid shit you keep doing. That's you take one step forward, two steps back.
The one thing I've learned is fucking losing. And I'll be honest with you, I'm one of those kind of people. I'm very reflective. Like I'll lose a trade, I'll stew on it all day, but not like stew on it like where I'm beating myself up for it. It's like, what did I do wrong? How can I improve? Like I'm always looking for like self improvement for like and anything I do. I'm an extremely competitive person. So I'm trying to like fuck this market. Like it's me against the market kind of thing. Like I'm not gonna let it beat me. Like what I do wrong, how can I do better? And you're talking about RSI. Like I was trading with stochastic, and I was leaning too much on those indicators, and because I was doing that, I was blind to everything else. And I'm like, well, it should do this now, and it doesn't, because it could stay overheated or stay on the bottom for an extended period of time. You don't know how long it's going to stay there. All right. So I've started to use all my indicators now as a full checklist. If the RSI, the stochastic, and the MACD and the VPVR are looking good, now it makes sense to go in the trade. And I'm more likely to win this trade. Whereas I was just like, RSI's on the bottom or stochastic's on the bottom. It's got to reset, right? It's got to oscillate. Nope. Right.
Yeah.
The RSI was up, like, and then you have to just keep adding. Like I did like a beginner video trading series tutorial videos, and the whole idea was like to show people like add multiple tools to your tool belt, because you can't just rely on one trading pattern or one strategy or whatever. Put them all, take a little piece from everything, and then when the more you have, the more tools you have, when you look at a chart, you're going to be able to understand what you're seeing a lot more, because if you only learn one thing, you're blind to everything else but the one thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in finding confluence, and some of that confluence is even like between the time frames. You know what I mean? It's like I'm looking for a bullish trade on the 15-minute. Well, does the 1 hour also look like it's conducive to bullish price action? If it doesn't, if the 1 hour looks like crap, why am I looking for a bullish trade on a 15-minute? Right? If my daily trend looks horrible, daily looks like it's definitely going lower, but I'm on the lower time frames trying to force long trades, right? It's probably not going to work out. So there's confluence
basically like a microscope. Time frames is like, again, like if you don't see something, look at different time frames. You might see something, like you see a different way, or even flipping the chart upside down. For me, like I'm bullishly biased, and flipping that chart upside down allows me to flip, because
I'm a serial inverter.
It's
dude.
so, I know, I've seen your post. Those hilarious. You try to trick people, saying, yeah, we're going on.
It's not to trick people, man. It's yeah. You're breaking bias, man. You're just trying to break bias. When people get really bullheaded about like, it's definitely doing this, and then you flip it upside down, and suddenly they're like, man, that looks really bullish upside down. You know what that means? That means it's bearish when it's regular side up, man. It's like, come on.
So like my model that I usually that I've learned from the lifer was it's the 21-day moving average, and usually you catch the entry on the 1 or 5 minute. The 5 minutes the safest way to get the entry. So the idea here behind it is, and again, it's a whole checklist of things, right? It's not just one thing, but it's my white line is my SMMA, my smooth moving average, and the yellow line is the 200-day moving average. So the idea is when the 21-day crosses the 200, you usually have a blast off, and then you come back to the 21, and then that's your entry. And that's low stochastic, low RSI, low stochastic, low RSI, MACD flipping bullish. Like that is the perfect trade right there, like perfect entry in the model. And your stop loss is below the 200-day moving average.
Nice.
And then that's how he gets his scalps for the day. Like that would have been a very, very nice trade today if you got that entry. And that 15-minute pattern I showed you, the entry would be on the 5 minute.
Got it.
So that's what I've learned. But again, it's not just the one thing. It's the confluence, right? Like you have low stochastics curving up, and MACD, and then if you're talking about your VPVR, right? If you get through this gap, this right here, you got a huge gap. Like
Yeah, it's gonna
price,
fly right through that.
absolutely. And then again, you could consolidate at this gap, and you go up to here. Like, so using those things all together are gonna give you more of a better probability to win the trade.
100%, man. Yeah, this is where again, like it's kind of an art, right? It's a bit of an art where it's like everyone, some people are gonna sketch with with crayons or with pencil, or some people drawing with a pen, some people are doing pastel, or it's like, but at the end of the day, it's can you paint the picture? You know what I mean? Does it make sense for you? Yeah.
I want to use scratch and sniff markers.
That's hilarious.
That NFT, please. Just scratch and sniff it.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Scratch and sniff QR codes for NFTs. There we go. You heard it here first on Trade Daddies.
Smell-o-vision, or what? Like, is that the essentially that technology?
Proof of smell.
That's funny. Yo, how did you guys end up with Trade Daddies as the name for this, by the way? Well, like y'all were just kind of sitting around and it's like, hey, let's start a trading show. Cool. Like, well, what can we name it? Well, we're dads. Let's just call it Trade Daddies.
It was literally like, first it was Live Trade Warriors, did a whole thing with Live Trade Warriors, and then we're joking on one of our episodes, like Trade Daddies, and we're it's like as a joke, and then like we're talking on Jay Changes Space, and it's like, fuck, that sounded really good.
So, I mean, it's catchy. It's marketable.
Like, we both have to wait for like our kids to go to sleep, or for our wives to be able to like, we'll handle bedtime or whatever. But like, like the name fits. Like, we're both daddies. We're trade daddies. Welcome to Trade Daddies. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah. No, it's a cool name, man. Yeah.
And I work with so I'm working with Exchange VDEX, and like the whole theme of like VDEX is like sharks and like things. So I'm like, I'm Shark Daddy now. So like, so I'm one of the traders in the community there, and like now I'm gonna get like a shirt made and all that. So it'll be fun. Again, little fun thing to do. Got to keep people entertained with the bear market, right? Got to keep people here.
Yeah. What's funny with the being a parent stuff is, you guys will probably relate, but it's like a lot of times I have these thoughts where I'm like, man, it'd be cool if one of my kids really got into trading and started picking it up, and then at the same time I'm like, nah, trading is awful. Trading is like such a grind. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like what it does to your psychology, and it's tough, man. It's like, nah, you know what?
It's you versus you, man. It's not you versus the market. It's you versus you.
It's 100% you versus you. And it's like, yeah, you know what? It's a great skill set to learn. But they're what was that quote you said earlier? Like, it's the hardest way to make easy money. Or like, there's other ways to make money that are probably easier.
Yeah, I always tell people trading is a way to make some side cash. It should not be your main income. Because that's too much pressure. And like, I see traders that have been doing this for way longer than me, and they still get emotional. I still see them, the ego sets in a little bit, like, or you feel the pressure, especially if you're a big streamer. Like, I don't know how anybody would not, have, days where they lose a trade on the live, and it's like, well, I gotta fucking get that back. Like, you take a little bit more risk than you would. Like, every trader does it. Yeah. Everybody, nobody's perfect. We're all humans.
Yeah, that's part of it, man.
Like, attitude.
Like my main portfolio is just buy and hold Bitcoin for those 4 years and come back in a couple of years, and that's where my main portfolio is. But if I pull a couple $100 out of the market here and there, trading, like, I'm not going to say no to that. Like that, like, for me, this is all a learning experience. But I don't want to paper trade, because like I feel like I'm gonna take it more serious when it's like my own money on the line. And I have been. So like, it's teaching me discipline, and it's actually making me a better person, because I have to be disciplined here, or else I'm just gonna get wrecked. Like you have instant punishment for like, doing stupid things, right? And you get humbled real quick.
A little bit more patience.
Yeah, and it's teaching me, like, for me, it's been teaching like this is how I'm gonna trade. This is my model. This is my rules, and I'm gonna stick within them. And some days the other day I had a really bad day, and I had to take a little bit more risk to make my position back. I should have just walked away for the day, but and that's a day where I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Like, let's not do that again. Like, let's not get back into these bad patterns. And then, the next 2 days we cleaned up our act, and like, we're in profit in the next 2 days, right? Because I went back to my rules and I did one trade. That was it. It was one trade a day.
Nice.
Just make what you need, get in, get out. It's not the place to stick around.
No, absolutely. And if I'm gonna do like small time frames trades, like I just keep the risk low, right? If I'm gonna walk away, I'll keep the risk low, and I'll be like, yeah, if I'm gonna lose this, whatever, like I don't care. Like,
Dude, my favorite trades are the overnights, like where I'll stay up, for UK Open or something like that, end of Asia. So it's like early morning for me, and then wait for it. It sets up, it gives me all the green lights, take it, go to bed, wake up.
is that like on mostly weekdays?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't really matter, I guess, but yeah, I'd say mostly it's weekdays. But yeah, when I'm the kind of trader that when the setup's there, I really, I kind of take it just because it's there. It's like just part of my.
I would love to do like at some point. I would like to do that, like where if I didn't have to work, or if I had like some time off, like just try to do like all the different sessions, just to see how it feels. Like I've never done it before because like I got to work. Right?
Around the world today, we're doing a 24-hour stream. We're gonna trade every second.
Dude, what sucks though is like even when you're full time in it, is 99% of the time, at least 95, you're just waiting. You're just sitting around waiting for the setup to set up. And then the setup is there, and then you click the button and then okay, job's done. It's like, you know what it reminds me of, man? There's a joke, and it's always been one of my favorite jokes, but it was like a joke talking about on the subject of dads, right? It was like talking about how dads, it was saying like, man, this is some BS. Dads get all the credit when it comes to like barbecuing and grilling outside, but it's the wives in the kitchen that are like cutting up the vegetables and making the sides or doing whatever, prepping this, and then they just take everything out. The dude just throws it on the grill, flips it over, takes it off the grill, and everyone's like, oh, thank you, the food was amazing. They're thanking the guy, right? And they're like, the guy did nothing. All he did was, and it's like, no, that's
they're drinking a beer.
Yeah, but it's like, nah, that's the most important job. Like, that's the most important job for sure. And that's how trading is. Like, most of the time, you're just waiting. You're drawing your levels. You're monitoring your EMA or whatever. And then it's like time to do the job. And it's like, click. All right, I did my job. Took me 1 minute. That's it.
Well, I am a mechanic by trade, right? Like that's what I do full time.
Ah, nice, man.
And when I look at like painting a car, right? Painting the car is quick. The prep to paint the car is what takes a hell of a long time. And that analogy kind of made me think of that. And you're absolutely right. But like that work that you're doing takes a long time to learn how the hell to do that. Yeah, the trade happens real quick, but like to get to that point where you can even see that that's a trade to takes a long time. And I'm like, I still feel as though I'm a beginner. This is why I don't have a course. I'm not selling anything to anybody because I am not there. I don't feel qualified to be able to do that for anybody yet. Regardless of what people will say. I need to be, if I'm gonna like not tell people what to do, but you know what I mean, like influence people what to do. I want to feel that I'm competent at being able to do it. But what I do like to do is like what I am doing is I'm learning, in public. Like that's my.
I think that's the alpha, dude. I think that's the way to do it. Actually, is like that's how I think about like everything that I do, whether it's contributing to spaces or whether it's streaming for myself or on someone else's thing. It's like I'm just doing my what, and I've got it in my bio. It's I'm just doing this system, learn, do, teach. I learned something new today. I'm doing it. I just happen to be doing it with the camera on, and then as I get good at it, I'm then teaching it. Not really like as in like pay me so I can teach it to you, but it's like ooh, check out, look, this is what I learned. Let me give you an example of the last 2 times, 3 times that this happened. Check it out. Like it does this, that. Boom, here's how I took it. So I'm doing this learn, do, teach. And maybe it's learn, do, share, right? Like maybe that's a better way to put it, but it's all you're doing, man.
Like the more you I notice like when I start talking about things and how I articulate it, how I talk about it, you start to realize how well you know something
Yeah.
If you can't articulate it into verbiage, and get it out there, then you don't know it well enough. And
Correct.
I find like being able to talk about this stuff verbally all the time, going on shows, having a podcast, that just helps me gather and articulate my thoughts better and learn it better. Right, just
Yes.
repetition.
Yeah, it will make you guys doing these shows and having to articulate your ideas and your process. It absolutely is going to make you a better trader. Absolutely, because I'm living it every day. I notice the improvements of me having to share my thought process, and then either in the moment hearing myself say something that sounds totally wrong, and I'm like, nah, that doesn't make any sense. Hold on, something's not right here. Right? It's like, no. Let's look at this a different way, because that's not making any sense now that I said it out loud. Or I say something, I'm like, yeah, no, that does make sense. Yep, no, it's spot on. It has to be. It's making total sense. Right?
Absolutely. You gotta love when you go into those spaces, you start talking, and then you lose your train of thought, and you're just like, what the fuck was I going with this again?
Yeah. 100%.
I'm just gonna mute real quick.
Reset. Hey, everybody, just smash the like button.
Yeah, there you go. J Chains has got it all figured out.
You got what?
That's the default.
All the years of hosting shows and stuff. This guy knows all the secrets of movie magic that the audience or the listener doesn't pick up on there, Jay.
No, you don't know you're struggling. That's all that matters.
That's right.
Oh, I remember we were talking at Futurist the first time. I still crack up with this. So we're on stage. Jay Chains is talking. And he looks over. He's like, "Bro, I don't know where I'm going with this." So we got his back, and we start talking on the mic. Me and Mr. Dude there, but it was so fucking hilarious. Bro, I don't know what I'm doing here.
I don't remember where I was going with this. Like, I just those fleeting moments, like sometimes the mind races just a little bit faster than you're speaking, and all of a sudden that took it off. It's like, man, that's gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
I'll be talking and I'll have another thought, and like that's it. Like both trains just derail.
Crazy stuff. It does also, I will say, the other positive benefit of spaces and streams and shows is it does make you a better speaker, right? It does help you out with that. Yeah.
I would have never I would have never thought that I would speak on stage until I made J Chains, and thank goodness he motivated me to do that, because here I am now making content and all that. It's like it's a weird full circle moment. Back right in 2021, watching all these YouTubers online, and now we're kind of a little peek behind the scenes here, like kind of doing it now, right? And it's pretty cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, we're going into the big rotation, I think, in terms of content creators. I don't know if this is just me kind of picking up on it, but I feel like there's like a new wave of people that are coming up right now. And, I think everyone who stays consistent during this year, during the bear, right? I mean, I think you're going to be positioned pretty nicely for the coming years, man.
Dude, I shit on fucking Cardano yesterday in a post, and all I'm getting now is fucking Cardano influencers on my fucking timeline.
Yeah. Dude, you can't trash Cardano. You can't trash XRP. You can't trash, like, you know what I mean?
I didn't even trash it. I just asked a simple question. I'm like, tell me what problem Cardano is solving that another blockchain isn't doing, if not banned already.
Well, in Africa.
Like, who's building on Cardano? Like, maybe some people, but
what app or what anything is anybody that you know of even remotely touching that's on Cardano? Nothing. My whole thing is, look, I'm very tactful with my disdain towards the Cardano community. My whole thing is that they've chosen. Let me step back. They rejected the Ada Gang moniker and had to side with the Cardano community, which is fucking nerdy as shit. And I'm sorry.
They really don't have like a XRP army or Link Marines type of thing. No?
I'm saying, dude, they had the Cardano, the Ada Gang. They had Ada Gang. Ada Gang was the thing, and they said no, that's too vicious. We gotta be the Cardano community.
So somebody clapped back on my post that says, well, Charles is on the timeline. He's doing shows. He's saying the right things. I
Charles is
said,
cool. Yeah.
that sounds like desperation to me to stay relevant. Like he's just out there making content so people don't forget what the fuck Cardano is. But in my opinion, what I really think hurt Cardano is because they chose to go the peer review route and everything moves so fast here. You kind of shot yourself in the foot, in my opinion, because crypto's kind of one of those things where it's like, put it out first and we'll figure it out as we go. And honestly, it was kind of the same thing. You look at Uber. Uber didn't ask for permission to fucking go and disrupt the taxi market. Uber came out and just put it out there, and they figured it out after, right? So like, if you're having technology that's disruptive, you just got to get out there and then figure it out as you go.
Do you guys think that what they're doing with that midnight token, it's like a privacy thing or whatever, right? I mean, I haven't really looked into it a whole lot, but do you think there's is that tied to Cardano in some way, where like
I believe so.
It burns ADA or something? I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked into it
about that. I know that, like, so I do this thing called Shrimping on my show, where we go on CoinMarketCap. If you look at their altcoin season, if you go to CoinMarketCap on the altcoin season and you look at the top 100 coin performance over the last 100 days, you can look at some pretty good metrics of where you can find some opportunities, right? Like it'll show you where Bitcoin's performed. Like right now, Bitcoin's down 21.5% over the last 100 days. It was down 27.5% yesterday, so it's obviously on its way up. So like there's an opportunity there to make some money. But what we call shrimping, because shrimp are bottom feeders, are the coins that are way below there. Midnight is down fucking 86%. 86% in the last 100 days. What the hell happened? What the hell happened?
So I don't know. Like I don't see like okay. Here's my question now. Okay, yeah, it's a privacy thing. Okay, aren't there other privacy coins? Like, are people going to use Midnight over Monero? Probably not.
Yeah, it depends. It depends how easy, right? Because Monero is not the easiest to get a hold of, right? So
sorry, Monero isn't.
Yeah,
it's mineable.
No, I know that, but for the average guy, like for an average retail dude, they're not gonna. How are they gonna get their hands on Monero? They're probably not, right? Like that's
like I could probably maybe get some Monero, but I'm not gonna mine it, Mike. I'm not gonna be mine. I don't know how to fucking mine.
Just plug a machine in. That's it. Give it internet.
Yeah, what's a friendlier privacy coin than Monero? Zcash, I guess.
Zcash,
maybe.
Yeah. Most people,
Litecoin. I don't know that Litecoin has a Mimblewimble. Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Thanks, Luca.
Yeah, so that's literally the logical question. Like, I'm not saying that it can't do well. I'm just saying like there are other things that are already doing what they're trying to do, if not better, and more. There's more people using it. So the way I look at altcoins is the way I would evaluate a company. Do they have a user base? Are they making revenue? Is it growing? Are they growing this? So if I'm looking at investing in a company, for example, I'm going to look at their fact sheet. I'm going to see, has revenue been growing year over year? What's their valuation based on, EBITDA, all that kind of stuff like that. I'm going to look at all their earnings and everything and make my, my calculation, whether it's about undervalued or overvalued. And mind you, I would argue that most altcoins are overvalued. And we're this is why we have these boom and bust cycles, because things just come back to earth. And like I just don't see market fit for Cardano when you have Ethereum, you have Solana, you have AVAX. All right, like are people going to choose Cardano over those?
Like when the dust settles, like when we get to like actually adoption in the next couple of years, how many of these coins are going to die? And what do you think is going to be the most shocking for people? Like the biggest coin, like a Litecoin or something like that. I could just what is Litecoin even now? What is it in the ranking?
See, Litecoins, Litecoin and Dogecoin are kind of tied together because that's what the miners mine them, right?
Yep.
So it has value, has a lot of the same check marks as Bitcoin. Like, look at Dogecoin. This is the irony of Dogecoin. Why it's so fucking funny. There's no founder, kind of like Bitcoin. Founder left. It's mineable. So security wise, very secure coin, probably more secure than most altcoins.
What are you talking about?
It's got a good community. I'm talking about Dogecoin.
Oh.
So like when you look at the what makes Bitcoin valuable, security of the network, it's mineable, like all that kind of stuff, like that proof of work. The only difference between Dogecoin and Bitcoin is the supply, right? Like there's a massive supply compared to Bitcoin, right? And again, Litecoin, same idea, fork of Bitcoin, like it's mineable, high security, got a good community, and the hash rate continues to go up. And so at the very least, the value of the coin is the electricity cost to be able to produce it at its lowest point, in my opinion. So there is value tied there because it's energy, right?
And Litecoin does have a cap supply as well. So at some point,
yes,
you do have kind of a Bitcoin effect over time. Yeah, I think so. If I'm not mistaken.
Because it's just a fork of Bitcoin. Should only have 20.
Let's see, Litecoin. Max supply is 84 million.
84. That's right. Litecoin is 84. That's right. Yeah.
And circulating supply 76.91. So like it's
like 90 something percent circulated.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So then that's going to be an interesting dynamic, because when the supply is all out there, the miners are only going to be making money off fees. That's where that's the make or break point, in my opinion, because if you're not making enough on fees, there's no incentive to mine. If there's no incentive to mine, everybody shuts off the miners, and then bye-bye.
But that's the thing. Like, that's what everybody thinks. The institutions like American BTC, like they're buying fucking like 100,000 square foot fucking warehouse. They're building 100,000 square foot warehouses to put these mining facilities. It's gonna put the fucking someone that says, I'm not making money off this anymore, and just turning it off. Like, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. That's why, like, the whole thing about the cycle and all that shit with the mining and profitability, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. It just doesn't. Like,
a lot of the big mining companies have like if you look at Hut 8 is one of the biggest mining companies in Canada, and they've diversified. They were actually one of the first ones to diversify. They were doing data center stuff, and now a lot of Bitcoin miners have pivoted to AI. So it's just I've noticed, like, you have to find like ones that succeed, like mining companies that succeed have multiple streams of income to be able to cover their mining expenses with other income to be able to survive these downturns in the market.
Plus they're also like smart miners now. So one of the guys that jumps on the Wolf Spaces with us every day, his name is Landy. I don't know if you guys have come across him, but Crypto Landy is his ticker. Smart dude. He's been in Bitcoin since a very, very long time, and he's been around a lot of the mining operations. But he brings a lot of the mining insights, and like one of the things he really tries to hit on quite a bit is that these miners are smart. If they know that they need to turn off, like and it's down to like the individual level. If this individual miner itself is now mining at a loss instead of at break even or in profit, it kind of goes into like hibernation. And even if it's for an hour, like it can shut down for an hour, and then after the difficulty adjusts or energy, like whatever needs to change, that it can now make money again, it can just wake right back up, right? So they're almost kind of like going through, just like a laptop would go through, like sleep cycles or hibernation, depending on if you're at your desk or not. Like these miners can do that as well.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, when people turn off their miners, the difficulty gets readjusted. So actually, how much yield you get will change.
Correct.
So it actually it's like a mechanism that will kind of equalize itself at a certain point. So a certain amount of people turn off where it actually does make sense to mine, but whoever has the newest machines or the highest hash rate will be able to. Yeah, they're at an advantage as the older machines that are going to get pushed out of the market.
Yeah. And even a lot of the pools, right? Like when more people shut down, the ones that stay online are now getting a bigger piece of that pool as well. So there's all kinds of dynamics at play on that stuff.
For me, mining is a piece of your portfolio, because it has the same exact tax advantages that owning like a rental property. Same depreciation values, same taxable benefits for the expense of the electricity or hosting costs or whatever. So for me, It's the lower barrier to entry instead of buying a house.
Yeah.
You don't have to fucking deal with tenants, right? Like you just have a
True.
miner. You don't even have to have it. You just host it at a mining facility, and you're getting the cost to the hydro cost is 100% deductible against your income, and then the value of the miner you get to depreciate 30% per year against your taxes. So as a part of your portfolio for a tax strategy, very, very, very good. And I definitely will be. I'm probably actually going to be mining Dogecoin and Litecoin come this bear
Nice.
market.
Nice.
They're the only ones last bear market to stay profitable the entire bear run.
Yeah, I like those two. Who knows if they'll ever get like adoption to a point where their value increases, substantially. But yeah, I like them. I like them just because of that. Like all the facts that you covered earlier, how similar they are to BTC. Like literally, you could ask a Bitcoin maxi, "Hey, what do you think of Litecoin?" "No, I don't like it." And then you tell me what you like about BTC, and they're going to tell you, "Well, BTC is, proof of work, fixed supply, like the SHA-256, the consensus mechanism." They're gonna name all the things of why they like Bitcoin and be like, "Perfect. Sounds like you love Litecoin then, because Litecoin does all the same shit." You know what I mean? You just don't know it, and it is way cheaper. So, hey, what's up, Crypto Crank? We got Crypto Crank watching the stream. What's up, dude? That guy's a beast in scalping. This guy does some crazy scalps, man. He's down. He does a lot of like the 5-minute to 15-20-minute scalping and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all check out Crypto Crank, man. He streams on YouTube and on X. He does some cool stuff.
Let's connect, man. Let's collab.
Yeah, y'all might even be able to bring him on, man. He's a cool dude, man. He's hopping on other people's shows all the time. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, well, honestly, I think instead of beating a dead horse, I think we got it pretty good today.
Hell yeah, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome, dude. Thanks for inviting me, guys.
No problem. Anytime, man. Anytime you want to come on the show, you just hit us up, man. It's nice to talk charts, trading, vibes, and I believe you have kids too. So
got 4 boys, dude.
There you go, trade daddies.
Yeah, boy. You got to be a daddy to come on. No non-daddies allowed, man.
Yeah,
you know
I will allow if your significant other is pregnant. That's still
yeah. Okay, yeah, that counts. Yeah,
so
exactly.
Get to work, boys.
All right, hell yeah.
All right, guys. So thanks for coming on, dude. Honestly, so we're all in the same boat of where this market's going. Short term, we can have a pump, but ultimately, we still have yet to make a cycle bottom in all of our opinions. So moves up and down, we can make money no matter which way the chart is going. So we'll keep at it and keep trading and keep improving.
Daddy.
There you go.
Trade daddy. Trade daddy.
We got traded, daddy. All right, we'll see you next week.
All right, boys. Have a good one, and we'll see you later.
Thanks, Fitz.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah. Another session in the books. Trade Daddies. Let's close it out right. Yeah. From the charts to the couch, we appreciate your time. Every view, every share, that support is a sign. Late night learners building wealth slow. Plant seeds today, watch the legacy grow. We don't flex hype, we invest in the grind. Teach discipline so you level your mind. If the game gave value and the message hit deep, run it back, tap like, let the algorithm speak. Trade Daddies, yeah, we here every week, dropping gems, keeping structure unique. If you vibe with the movement, help it expand. Like, share, subscribe, build the brand. Trade Daddies, yeah, we teach no cap, real dads, real trades, real talk on the map. Yeah. No promises quick, just knowledge and reps. Risk managed tight, calculated steps. From beginners to vets, everybody can learn. Market cycle spin, patience earns. So salute to the viewers, community strong. Independent thinkers, moving along. Hit subscribe if you rock with the show. Turn alerts on, don't miss the flow. Don't miss the flow. Who keeps it real? Trade Daddies. Who builds the skill? Trade Daddies. Like it up, share it wide, subscribe and ride. Daddy time, knowledge climb. See you next week, same grind. Trade Daddy.
Trade Daddies.